Hi everyone, it's Angie. Just wanted to touch base with you guys. Um, there's a few things that I wanted to let you know. First of all, welcome all the new ones and welcome to chat all the old ones. I like saying that. Anyways, good seeing you guys, good touching base. When I type and I try to tell you stuff via text, I don't know. It just doesn't come off so friendly when I go back and read it. So I thought I'd just get on and talk to you live. Also, there's a few things coming up that I've been more than hinting about. And one of them is the event, the live event. We have a live event Saturday, and I'd like to make sure as many as possible come on because when I approach these artists and ask them if they could come on as my guest or our guest, they have to arrange their schedule to be there. And I already tell them we have a group of about 200 people. So if five people plan on coming and we all have fibro or something like fibro, if those five people get sick that day, then they would have arranged their time to be on as my guest free of charge, um, without anyone to talk to. So that kind of worries me. So I want to let you know that too. And so it's like the bolder I get, the more celebrity like the guests are becoming. So I just want us to get in a habit of putting that like high up on our agenda of things to do because they always offer us so much good stuff. And so talk to the people that have been on the group for a while, and they'll attest to the fact that it's always very worthwhile coming. And the other thing is, I don't usually put on a lot of medical stuff on the group, and I kind of gear everything more towards the art side. But this video link that I put up, it's just so informative and it seems to have the latest information. And I'm not like trying to back them. They don't know who I am. I really don't know who they are, except I've seen a couple of their videos, those doctors. Um, but I just thought I didn't want to just have the information to myself. I wanted to put it out there just so that if you wanted to learn more about fibromyalgia, then you have the opportunity to do that too. So that's why I put it on there. And that's why I said no discussion in the group about it because it would lead to a whole like, I know how I feel and how I like to be able to express how I feel to other people like me. And so there's 200 of us. So I think that would be better in a chat form because then we'd be able to talk and we wouldn't be like putting everything out there in writing and not have any space for anything else. So I like to keep the group more upbeat. And so therefore just I was trying to figure out a way that we could discuss the medical stuff. And I thought, you know what, it'd be better if we do it on a chat basis and then the chat disappears. And so I think that's kind of nice, a good idea. Because sometimes we say things that we really don't want to put out there permanently. So anyway, I thought that was a good idea. Let's see what else. Oh, and why am I being so annoying about subscribing to my YouTube channel? Well, it's not like I've said before, I'm not going to make one dime off of it for a long time. So it has nothing to do with me gaining anything monetarily from it or even popularity wise. That stuff's not important to me. Those in the group that have known me a long time know that that stuff's not important to me. Um, but what's important to me is when we get together to paint, which I call our glue, that's the glue of the group, is getting together to paint together. I want you guys to be able to find me And that way, if you could find me, then we could chat. And you can't chat if you go through Facebook to find me. You have to go directly to YouTube to find me in order to chat with everybody. Not just chat with me, but chat with everybody that's there, which is awesomely fun. And the painting is just kind of like the background, and those who want to join me can join me. So I don't want you to miss out on that. What happens is if you don't uh, um, subscribe and get notification that I'm on, then there's this last second. I can't get on the chat, and there's always a few that can't get on, and that's why. So that's why I'm just trying to prime everybody to get set up so that when we do have these paint parties, which used to be every Saturday, but I couldn't keep that up for physical reasons. But now they're once a month also. So this way we could prime everybody as they get on. And if I'm not on for whatever reason, because I work night shift full time, so if I'm not on and there's someone new and we forget to mention that we get together and paint together, and all of my YouTube comes from all of my lives come from YouTube. So, and sometimes they get a little shaky, but the video usually comes out a little better and I leave them up there. So, I'm going to look now to see if anybody's chatting because I've been looking at the camera and I can't tell. And I'm going to put my little glasses on and see if you guys have found me. There you are. Jerub, Jerub. And Dorothy, hey. Bonnie, hey. And whoever else is on that I missed already because I have been looking down. But anyway, it's good seeing you. I know that the video slows up. Don't worry about it, it'll come back. This is the perfect time if you have any questions about anything coming up. This is the perfect time to ask me or ask each other if you can't hear me. Oh. So, but that's the biggie. So I'm not trying to be annoying about subscribing. Um, if I have 1,000 subscribers, that would be awesome. I will be bragging all over the place, but that's not my main objective. Okay. My main objective is to have the communication. Oh, hi, Ian. How are you? Ian's in the UK. You know what? I'm starting to get to know more people from the UK, which I think is really great. I always get confused on the time and what time is it is there. I think there's a 5 hour difference, around a 5 hour difference. So if I have that right, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 o'clock p.m. there, right? Yeah, I think it's 8 o'clock p.m. So I'm starting to get this stuff figured out. I think it's awesome that we know each other from all over the world. And it's a positive thing. I never see the negativity. I always see the positivity. So I think that's really cool. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, yeah. Jirup, if I'm saying it right, is Kate. And there's something that happens when I know the names on the Facebook group, but then when I see it on YouTube, it goes away. So don't take it personally. I know who you are. I might not be able to articulate it, but I know who you are. Um, yes, it's 8 p.m. So that's cool. I'm getting there. I was just contacting an artist that is going to be my guest. I hope I'm not giving it away. And I had to figure out the time for her. And Ian, that's a good idea. I have to keep you in mind for the future. But I'll talk to you in message so I don't, I like to keep the group in suspense. Oh, how are you doing, Ian? Oh, you say you're fine. Okay, that's good. I wonder what you're working on. Are you working on any particular project? Ian's always got some kind of project, some kind of experiment going on. So it's kind of interesting when you follow him. I really have in mind this summer. This would be a perfect day. They told me that they might call me into work, so we'll see. But anyway, I would like to try that pouring now that the weather's nice and I'm not gonna trash the house because I could be a little bit of a klutz, especially when I'm trying not to be. So I'd like to try that pouring, put like some drop cloth down in the driveway and get my little old paint cans to set stuff on. And I'd like to try that pouring, but how much paint do you go through, Ian? I think you've done the pouring. How much paint do you go through? Whoever's on here that does pouring, because I would sure hate to wipe out all my paints on one pour. Just curious. So, and Dorothy, where are you located? Did you already say where you're located? Yeah, and Kate's she's in Australia. Oh, is it 5 a.m. already there? Oh my goodness. You did not sleep all night long. Michael Ann, hey, it's okay. This is informal, it's impromptu. It's in case anybody has any questions. Um, so don't ever apologize. Don't apologize if you can't make it to something. Oh, you're working on Kohinoor watercolor pencils. I haven't really gotten into the pencils. I tell you what I use the pencils for. I use the pencils sometimes to sketch out what I'm going to paint. So, I bet when I if I was to get into pencils, I probably could really get into it. I just haven't tried it for that yet. Um, and yeah, no sleep. Oh, I know what it's like to not sleep. Well, part of my having a job means no sleep. So, but yeah, it's worse when you're supposed to be sleeping and you can't sleep. So, have you been, Dorothy? Yeah, I like the watercolor pencils too. Just the colored pencils, though. Oh, okay. So you did say watercolor pencils. All right. Yeah, I like those too. Um, the regular color pencils, though, I'm wondering if they come out stronger or more, the colors are more intense than watercolor pencils. I'm wondering. Tina, Tina number one. How are you doing, Tina? I'm surprised you're on this early. You must have just gotten home. I'm starting to know everybody's business now. I'm the new busybody, the busybody of the art community. You know what's funny is um I was raised to just be private about your personal life. Don't be butting into anybody else's personal life. Don't say hi, how you doing? What do you do for a living? To just maintain like that. That nothing that we didn't have like big secrets. It was just like the proper thing to do to not ask a lot of questions. And you know what? I started realizing that I was a little overboard with that. Now I'm an open book. Well, hopefully I'm not an open book on YouTube. Oh. Oh, you know what? I got asked if I could come in at 7 tonight, and then I just turned my phone down for to get on YouTube. I hope I don't forget to turn it back up. I could be in a little trouble. Um, But anyway, so if you have any questions about YouTube, how to get on there, how to get notifications, and all that stuff, ask me now. And also to prevent a lot of buffering, um, you could set your settings for your video settings. You have settings there. Set it at a lower, a smaller size. I guess that's how you say it. And then that way you could prevent some of your buffering that you get on your end that I don't have on my end. Mine's really sketchy right now, so we'll see how mine's doing. Um, And do you have any ideas? If you have any ideas of what you want me to paint for the next coming up paint parties, do you want me to try to get into summer flowers or something else with water? Or I do love painting reflections. I'd have to figure out something that's a little different from what I've done already. If you want me to try to paint something like I was thinking about um, something that's a little bit different from what I usually paint. Like I was thinking about a work boot with flower, with a plant or flower in a work boot, because I've done that in real life. So I was thinking about doing a scrunch work boot with a plant in it. Um, so objects. I don't usually get into objects, but that would be kind of fun too. And maybe even people, putting people in there. So let me know if you have any ideas of something you want me to paint. So let me know. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see how everyone is doing. Oh, oh, Dorothy's been not feeling so good lately. Yeah, I knew that from our conversations on YouTube. Okay, okay, Ian, you take care. All right, I'll get in touch with you. All right, bye bye. Take care. Thanks for stopping. I don't know why I'm yelling like I have to yell across the ocean. All right, it looks like I'm stopping too. My video output is getting a little slow again. All right. So, oh, painting a horse. You know what? I wish I could go grab them. I've painted a horse a couple of times. And but my one I was so proud of, because I don't know horses, but I was so proud of the one horse that I painted that yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I'm not a cat person, but it would be a sacrifice, but I could try it. uh, yeah, Dorothy, did you get a chance to watch that video yet? If you watch that video, it's an eye opener. IBS, gastro problems, Crohn's, all of that stuff goes with fibromyalgia, which I was suspicious of anyway. Um, but yeah, it all kind of goes together. And they've known that for a while now, especially IBS. They've known that a while. But I was making fun of the whole trend of watching the gluten. And whenever I make fun of something, because everybody was on the bandwagon, and the high-end stores, grocery stores are on the bandwagon. So that's when I started making fun, like, oh, everybody's got to go gluten free. Well, guess what? Whenever I make fun of something like it's a fad or there's no such thing as that disorder or whatever, I knew that there was disorders that require staying away from uh, gluten. But whenever I think something's overkill, guess what? It comes to me. It comes right back on me, and then I have to do it. So anyway, and that was like back with the EB virus. I think it was Epstein Barr virus. Anyway, I thought that was like hokey. And then that turned into fibromyalgia. And guess what? Hello. I have one of those hokey fake illnesses. So I do pay for my attitudes. Uh, yeah, Dorothy, if you watch that video, it's very long. So set aside plenty of time for it. Um, the first half you might know a lot about already. It kind of makes you feel better about your journey through this whole fibro thing. But the latter part of it, the latter half, I'd say, it gets pretty deep and it's a bit of an eye opener. So set it aside. You might not could watch all of it at the same time. I have a link. There's a link right on our group, and you see the two doctors talking. Just click that link. Just click that and watch it. So you'll be able to see it. Surprise, surprise. All righty. So, and then also, Dorothy, I do those vlogs on fibro. Those are more from our point of view. That's how I do those vlogs. They're not like really medical vlogs. I might throw a little tidbit in there, but most of that is explaining things from our point of view as being people that have it. Oh, you have him watching the long one? Oh, all right. So, if there's anything that you want me to address in those vlogs, let me know. If there's something you want me to express, because I'm sure if it has to do with fibro, I totally I can express that because I've had this diagnosis for many many years. So I don't have as much pain as some people. I know I don't, but the everything that goes around it, the stigma, the other associated symptoms, um, that I probably have in common with most. Um, so if there's an aspect you'd like me to share now, what I am going to address in those vlogs, um, what I'm going to share in those vlogs is one of them is going to be titled The Princess and the Pea, even though sometimes men get it, but for the most part, our group is women. And one of them is going to be called The Princess and the Pea, and it's going to address the skin sensitivity and how it relates to sleeping at night or not sleeping, how it contributes to insomnia. So I'm going to talk about that. And another thing I'm going to address is the happy face, the mask that we all put on, that I'm fine. I'm fine, you're fine, we're all fine. I'm going to address that too. So I really related to that Christine, the one that talked about the spoon theory, because when she said she usually jokes her way out of things, I thought, oh, wow, that I totally related to that. I felt like I became her at that moment. So, so I'm going to address those kinds of things. So if there's anything that you want me to explain that you have a hard time explaining, let me know because I'll try to address those things in my vlogs. When we get together and talk about these doctors, because we're going to get together and talk about that. Um, if there's something in the chat, because it's going to be a chat, a YouTube chat when we talk about those doctors. We're not going to talk about them on the group, but when we get together and talk about those doctors in a chat, if there's something that you need me to break down medically what they mean by certain terms, it's a good time to ask me what they mean. because I'll be able to break down some of those, probably all of those expressions that they might be using. They're pretty good at explaining it, but if there's something that needs more explaining, I'll be able to break those terms down for you. Um, yeah, that would be a hard thing, that depression to go with fibromyalgia. A lot of people have a combination of depression and fibromyalgia. I don't often have to deal with that. Yes, I have my emotional moments, but I don't have clinical depression, because people that have that know they have it. That's a definite, something they go through. Have I experienced brief depression? Yes, situational. Yes, and I think most people have had situational depression, but as far as clinical depression, um, then no, I thank God I don't have clinical depression, because um, I don't know what I would do. So my heart goes out to those that have that, and then combined with fibromyalgia, which in and of itself gets depressing. My heart goes out to you. Um, it's, you can't say, oh, feel better, cheer up, and all that, because none of that stuff has anything to do with it. All I can say is, if you can find ways to cope, then that's that's great. And sometimes putting on the happy face for ourselves, not for other people, but for ourselves, can help, because there's something that I read a long time ago. Um, Little known facts, that our facial muscles can make a difference in how we're feeling emotionally. So, so that can help, but don't do it just for someone else. Do it for yourself. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? When it comes from for when it comes to family and friends not understanding that I'm sick, I don't I don't allow myself to go there mentally. I can't carry what I gotta carry and then carry what other people are carrying too. If they're carrying the fact that they can't have empathy for other people, that's their weight to bear. That's not mine to bear. So I don't worry about if someone believes I'm sick or not. I really, really don't care if someone believes I'm sick or not. I feel like my God knows if I'm sick or not, and that's number one important. If my husband believes me, that's really important. And it even took him a while, not because he was cold or anything, but he didn't experience being sick, and so it's hard to understand someone being sick or feeling sick and they don't look sick. But he totally gets it now, and it took a while. So um, but that's important to me. My very close, immediate family who's right here under the same roof, that's important. And spiritually, that's important. But as far as anybody else, I can care less. But and I hope that someday that others will get to the point where they really don't care about if somebody believes it or not. Yeah, put on a happy face for yourself, because there's something about it physically, chemically, that can make an impression. Um, so yeah, you could do a thumbs up just so that people can get the. If you do these things, if you comment and do thumbs up and share and like, what happens is it causes YouTube to suggest my channel. And so ultimately, more people are getting these messages about painting and about fibromyalgia and about painting in order to help with the fibromyalgia. So that's the reason why to share. If I could hide behind a curtain or something and not be seen at all, I'd be so fine with that. But I enjoy the fact that people are finding painting, because I found painting and wow, it really changed my world in ways. And finding out what to do about fibromyalgia and how it affects you, um, then that's important to me too. So it's not just all about finding Angie Green. I really don't care about that. Oh, all right. So, I think unless you guys, yeah, um, Kate, I thought you were going to bed. I'm not trying to get rid of you, but I know you're tired and exhausted, and I know what that feels like. I don't know what it's like to not feel tired anymore. Oh, I have to tell you guys this, and I might have told you in another video. I think I did. But this is one of my favorite fibro stories, if there is a favorite fibro story. One night I was sleeping. I didn't have insomnia or anything. I was sleeping and I woke up in the middle of the night. Now, you might say, that's not unusual. What is the big deal about waking up in the middle of the night? Well, usually when you wake up in the middle of the night, it's because you have to go to the bathroom or you're uncomfortable or you're turning over and ow, you've been in the same position too long. So the pain makes you wake up, or you didn't realize you were sleeping on top of an earring or something like that. Anyway, you know what woke me up this one night? I felt good. Feeling good actually woke me up. Like I was like, whew, what is wrong? I feel good. Why do I feel so good? Nothing hurts. What in the world? And then I had to laugh because feeling good woke me up. I'll never forget that night. That was strange. But anyway, I had to tell you that. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Bonnie, you know what, Bonnie? You're amongst friends, especially if you're on chat or something like that, and you need to tell people you hurt because let me tell you something. I'll tell you for Bonnie, when Bonnie says she's in pain, she is not joking because Bonnie is in pain all the time. She's had surgery and stuff. So she's in pain all the time. It's not just the fibro, but the fibro just puts it on a megaphone. So when she says she's in pain and it's not her usual pain, sorry, Bonnie, I have to put you out there. It's not her usual pain and it's not her fibro on a megaphone pain. It's got to be bad. All right. So, Bonnie, I'm telling you, if you have to say I'm in pain, all you have to do is say I'm in pain. You don't have to say anything more than that if you feel like you're playing a violin or whatever, because we will know you're not, and we'll try to give you all the encouragement that we can. All right. And that goes for you, Dorothy, and anybody else that suffers on top of the fibromyalgia typical pain. Mine is more typical. So, don't ever be afraid to express how you feel, but limit your audience, because if you just go on public and tell everybody that you don't feel good, I'm telling you, you're not going to get the same feedback. So limit your audience to people who understand or people who know you well enough. And that's what I'm saying. So then you don't have to worry about getting um, uncaring feedback. All right, who did I miss? Carol, awesome. Hi, Carol. Another good artist. Hi, Carol. How you doing? So this is impromptu um yakety yak from me. So if you have any questions, if you want to know why I'm yelling at you to come to the events, I know all caps means I'm yelling, and I kind of was trying to get the attention of 200 people. Um, that maybe we can get at least 25 to commit to coming. If you commit to coming and you can't come because you're hurting too bad, I get that. I get that. But and I'm not talking to you, Carol. You just happened to get on when you got on. I'm bringing everybody back to the beginning. Why I'm yelling at people to get to come to the event. Um, so okay, Tina, have a good day at work. Good evening at work. All right, don't overdo. Um, So anyway, I have people coming from all over the world coming up. They're going to be coming from Europe and places like that. So if we could get used to coming to the event when it's convenient for us, then we'll be able to come to the event when we have to adjust the time an hour or so, because it's people coming from elsewhere. And we got some pretty big artists coming up through the summer. The one coming this time, next Saturday, this coming Saturday, she's big for us, but she's one of our, in our community of people we follow. So we want to be good and kind to her because she's one of our family. Um, but some of the people that are coming up even after that are they're not they're part of the art community obviously, but they're not part of our little art community. They are like I'm surprised they even want to sit in the same um little chat room with me. so so I really want us to kind of get in a habit of understanding how big those things are. All right. So let's see what else. No, this is not going to be the video for fibromyalgia BS thing. That I am going to plan an event chat evening. That's going to be an event. That's not going to be if you missed it too bad because that's going to be too big to miss. That's going to be an event. Where where'd you go? Boy, chat's moving fast. Barb, that's going to be an event where we already know it's coming up and we already know we're going to be there to discuss that video. And so that's going to be a planned thing. And only thing I said about that is that it's going to be coming up and that I don't know these doctors and they don't know me, so it's not like a collaboration or anything. Although that would be pretty awesome. Hmm. I have to think about that. But anyway, so this discussion is just so that we don't flood the page with all of our ailments, the group. We're not going to flood the group with all of our ailments because, just one or two of us can flood that group with our symptoms. But we're going to have it as a YouTube chat so that we can talk about it as much as we want, and then we can talk about how we feel, and then that's going to go away. It's not going to be there permanently. That chat's going to go away. So if somebody joins our chat and wants to talk about fibro, they must have fibro or they're not going to want to join and talk about it. That'd be fine. But as far as permanently being on our page, I think we'd all be uncomfortable with that. So that's why I'm putting it in a different forum. Um, what else am I missing? Are you guys tired of hearing my voice like I get tired of hearing my voice? uh, all right. All right. Barb, I'm glad you're here. Got you know what? I have to get going on sending prizes and sending gifts and sending. I'm very bad with correspondence, but I will make myself because that's big. It's a big deal. So so I didn't forget. I'm not gonna forget. I have to get my packaging finished and all that stuff, and off it goes. Let's see what else. Yes, when we do it as a YouTube chat, we'll be able to what's the question? Anyway, I missed the question, but if we do that video as a YouTube chat, we can all talk at the same time, which all us women love doing that. So, I thank you, Bonnie. I really don't like my voice. I've heard it enough. But what's kind of funny about that is I tend to put my husband to sleep in the evening at the end of the day when we're sitting on the couch talking. If I start talking like this nonstop, he is out. Like he's out in 5 minutes. And guess what? True confession. When I'm really tired and I really need to go to sleep and I have insomnia, I'll turn on one of my own videos. I'll turn on one of my own painting videos. And guess what? I'm out. So I can't get mad at George anymore. Oh, goodness. All right, let's see. Not worried. Oh, okay. All right. I know what you're talking about. Uh, anyway, one of these days, I'm going to put a schedule out for all the mods to get on live and have their turn so that I'm not the only one in front of the camera. I think that's a great idea. They're going to beat me up. Uh, yeah, I think it's a guy thing too. My husband could, Bonnie, how come you don't have a key? How come you don't have a wrench by your name? Don't go away. When everybody goes away, I have to see how to fix that. So don't go away. I wonder if I can fix it now. Um, wow, I see more on here than I'd like to, more information than I'd like to see, but not what I'm looking for. Oh, I think I can find it. Uh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is manage moderators. Yay! All right, I might have disappeared. I hope not. Um, okay, Bonnie, you're on here as a moderator. I don't understand. Um, Bonnie, you might. I don't know if you have more than one. Um, no, no. I don't know if you have more than one channel, Bonnie, or something. I don't know what's wrong, but we're going to have to work on that because you're on my list. So you should be popping up as a moderator. Um, yeah, Barb, if you put yourself to sleep, then I won't be the only one in that club. I know there's something else I want to tell you guys about, and I don't know what it is. Okay, I talked about subscribing to my channel and why that's important. Barb, are you subscribed to my? Oh, yeah, she has to be. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Um, so I know it's subscribing to my channel, why that's important. I talked about that, and I talked about the events coming up. Did you get that part, Barb, about the event people coming up? We have one of our own small community celebrities coming up Saturday, but we have big time celebrities coming up in the future, like big time. Like we want to support everyone. We definitely want to support everyone, especially our own family. And this one coming up is our own family. But we have some that are totally out of my league that are coming up this summer. Um, so I want everybody to be talking about it. Everybody to be saying, "Are you coming to the events?" Like I want everybody to include events in their conversation. So, and yeah, I've been very foggy. And sometimes when I paint, um, oh, okay. Sometimes when I paint, I notice that I substitute words like I had a stroke or something. I'll say, canvas when I mean palette, and I'll say palette when I mean canvas. But I think that's that left brain, right brain switching off and on when I'm painting. It goes, that's bad. That's embarrassing. So yeah, add the fogginess and all that stuff to it. A lot of times when I jump on here is because I've been out and about, which is not often, and then I come in the house and I say I need to do a live while I'm still human feeling. So, but the rest of the time, yeah, I feel like the rest of you guys. Yeah, I'm fuzzy and foggy. Yeah, I am I am over the top excited about our guest. Over the top excited. I see your chats slower. I'm a little delayed on your chats, so that's why it's like, Angie, why are you changing the subject? But that's why. But yeah, I'm over the top excited. You have no idea um, how big these artists are. So when they come on, especially one, whew, when they come on, I'm just gonna be. I won't know what to do with myself. This one Saturday though, she's great. I love her to death, and she's good. She's a great artist, and she's just a great person in general. And actually, let me tell you, I owe a lot of these people that are coming on as my guests, and I think that's what makes me think of inviting them. This one that's coming on this Saturday, I'm gonna tell you what I owe her for. One time we were doing art game. I don't do art game anymore because it's the middle of the night. I can't add that in the middle of the night. But I was on art game with her, and I said that I get too tied to I oh Michael, I've been there. I get too tied to reference. This is what I told this guest coming up, and I almost said her name. I get too tied to the reference when I paint. This was several months ago. And she's the one that suggested what to do. I'm not even going to tell you that. I'm going to ask her to tell you guys what to do so that she influences you the way she influenced me. But she totally influenced my painting style. Now, I'm starting to get antsy and itchy about wanting to do a more realistic painting again because it's been so long. So I think what I'm going to do is take some Advil one of these days and really get into some detailed work. I'd like to do that because it's been a long time. But she's the one that influenced me on loosening up my style of painting. And it wasn't for fibro. It was to get unmarried to the reference. It was to get unglued to the reference. But that's what affected my fibro. So I owe her that because that's a part of what I'm passing on every time I do a live party. So so it's an exercise. So I'll have to tell her to tell you guys, share with you that exercise. She has her own agenda coming up. She already knows what she plans, but I want her to verbally share that with you guys. How to become unattached to a reference when you're painting. All right. So speaking of organized, I have a little bit of energy left doing lives. With you guys, I feel like it's a small party, so it's not so hard. But typically, doing lives really zaps my energy. Most of the time, it's worth it because I love getting together with you guys. But this time, I have to spare a little bit and save a little bit to run around this house and pick up because I don't know what just happened. Well, okay, it didn't just happen, but I have to run around the house and do something. I have house guests coming up in a week and a half, so I better get started on some things. So it was great talking to you guys. And I know you're hearing me before I see it in the live, so I'll allow you a few minutes to say goodbye to me, but and goodbye to each other. But it was great talking to you, and I'll see you when I see you. But this time I'll be off Facebook for um at least an hour. All right, guys. Love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Mm. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye, Barb. Love you too, Michael Ann. Bye. Bye, Bonnie. Bye, Dorothy. Kisses, hugs. Talk to you later. Bye bye. Bye bye. Good night. Get some rest. Drink a nice glass of water. Get some rest. Talk to you later. Hmm.